Improvised hilarity happens the last Sunday of every month at the Spire with all-inclusive comedies, Sunday Night Live, the Improv Show. And here to tell us more about it is Wilding from All Inclusive Comedy. Thank you very much for being with me today, Wilding. So if you don't mind, could you give us an idea of what All Inclusive Comedy is all about?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. Funny enough, the other half of All Inclusive Comedy is in Mexico right now. So All Inclusive Comedy is myself and Tony Babcock. And I was telling you a little bit in the green room, we met online during COVID and started performing online because we had to scratch that itch somehow. And as soon as the world opened up again, so to speak, we started performing in person as an improv comedy duo known as All Inclusive Comedy. But to the show that you just talked about, we've now opened up a little bit as a production company as well, and we've started Sunday Night Live, the improv show at the Spire, which is not just Tony and I, it's an improv troupe that we're working on growing and nurturing here in Kingston.
Wonderful. So every Sunday night, or no, the end of each month.
It will be we're both excited about it. We're like, it will be every Sunday night eventually. But right now it's the last Sunday of every month as we grow it and get an audience and more troupe members as we grow.
Great. So people come to the Spire, they come up, I think, in our upper hall, and they can see an improv show. Is there a cost, or can they get tickets?
Yeah, so it's actually in the lower hall venue. But again, we'll probably be in the upper hall once we outgrow the lower hall. So it is $10 to $20 sliding scale, but we also have a pay what you can option. We don't turn anyone away. We also sell baked goods that we bake right there on site because as you know, the lower hall has its wonderful kitchen attached. So we're going into our second month. The last month was our first show and it was amazing. We had like between 30 and 40 people, ran out of baked goods, and it was a really great time.
Great. And comedy seems to be coming back into Kingston after COVID.
Yeah.
And you're one of the people bringing it back.
Yeah.
What's it been like? What's the comedy scene in Kingston post-COVID?
Well, I think, everything's coming back, thank goodness. Funny enough, there's still not enough improv in Kingston in mine and Tony's opinion. So, by having shows like Sunday Night Live, we're bringing more awareness to improv as a form of performance. And I think, there is other forms of improv in Kingston, and there has been long before I was here. But, I'm a producer as well as a performer. So part of my passion is to produce shows and bring more shows to Kingston. So that's what we've been doing. And I was doing that a little bit even before I met Tony and before COVID. So I had a couple of shows here in Kingston, and then, COVID shut everyone down, and I moved to online where I then met Tony, and then now we're back to in person. So it's sort of like back to the drawing board a little bit for everybody, I think. But
I'm sure it's nice to have an audience again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing like a live audience. There's no comparison. And scooping everyone up and hearing everyone laugh. And I think why we're so passionate about bringing more live improv to Kingston is just that exact feeling. Everyone gets together and it's very collaborative. Everyone's
has fun, laughs.
Everyone's involved.
Your group, it's not necessarily professional improv artists. It's community members coming, joining you. Can you tell if somebody's watching and interested in getting involved in improv, is there a way for them to do that? Yeah,
there sure is. I've been teaching Wilding Way improv workshops the third Wednesday of every month. We just celebrated a year. I teach those at Bottle Tree Studio. And if you want to get involved in those, that's sort of where, so people started taking my workshops and now they're performing at Sunday Night Live. And you can email me at wildingwayimprov@gmail.com to find out more about the Wednesday workshops and Sunday Night Live. If you want to learn more about just all-inclusive comedy, you can also email info@allinclusivecomedy.com.
So people could look to joining your troupe and participating in improv, or they can come as audience members, obviously at the last week on Sundays at the Spire.
Exactly, and we're also looking for crew.
Okay.
So what we're doing with Sunday Night Live is whether you're cast, crew, or both, everyone gets paid. which is also great. So, you know, from the door sales and what we make off baked goods, everyone gets paid at the end of the night, which we're also very passionate about. I think a lot of times, you know, a lot of live shows, you know, people do their best to pay folks when they can, but a lot of times even crew doesn't get paid, like just cast of these shows. So I'm very passionate about, Tony and I are both very passionate about producing a show where everyone is just as equal. So that's another thing that we're growing with this troupe, is the crew is just as important as the cast, because you can't put a show on without crew, right?
It's interesting because it is called all-inclusive comedy.
That's right.
And what is the impetus behind that?
Well, the impetus behind that is that all-inclusive comedy, we want everyone to feel included. So no matter how you identify, no matter what sort of level of improv you're at, maybe you're just starting out, maybe you're getting back into it, maybe you consider yourself a professional.
Young, old?
A young, old, yeah. I mean, that's, you know, like we were discussing earlier, I think what's so great about improv is any age can improvise together. So we have from early 20s all the way into 60s, 70s, older. We don't ask your age. Age doesn't matter. And
Come,
you know,
have fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like age. Leave your age at the door.
Yeah, make up stories.
Yeah, you're going to be, 1 minute you're going to be maybe playing a baby. Next you're going to play a cat. You might play 80. You might play, you know. So the age range is all over the place, and we. You know, the reason we love all-inclusive comedy as our name is, again, because we include everyone on stage and we include everyone in the audience. So any age can be in the audience as well, and you know, we sort of tailor our shows based on who's in the audience.
Wonderful.
So a lot of times people are like, can I bring my kid? And I'm like, yes, please bring your kid, because you know, then you're getting really amazing suggestions from, say, a 10-year-old, and then the next suggestions from a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old or whatever.
So if again, at the last Sunday of each month.
Yep.
And what time?
Oh, doors are at 6:30.
Great.
The show starts at 7 and it's over by 9, which, you know, you can
Sunday night. It's great.
Right? You can be in bed by 10.
So at the Spire, last Sunday of each month.
That's
Thank
right.
you very much, Wilding.
Oh, thank you.
Look forward to more of your improv, and yeah, thanks for being here at the local.
Well, thanks for having me.